I don't believe we're even responsible for getting other counties from other districts to get their police reports. However, I myself am saying that the state, we will try to get that for them. But I mean, I believe case law even says that they're not even responsible for obtaining those records from other counties. So I don't even know what witnesses I really necessarily need to bring.
Today's courtroom battle is all about discovery, or more specifically, what's missing. The defense says the state has had crucial evidence since 2019, including arrests tied directly to the victim and witness just days before the murder, and yet it's still not been handed over. Judge Boyd is done waiting. What follows is a tense back and forth over constitutional rights, federal records, and a murder defendant who's been sitting in jail for nearly 3 years. Let's roll the tape.
Chan Stilzik.
We're here for that, Judge.
Hello, what's happening with this case?
He says for discovery compliance, they've not complied. And so this morning I filed a speedy trial motion yet again on this case. Judge is 3 years old.
All right. So
state
state,
says it's not their job
who did you confer with?
Mr. Garahan, and I know that he's new to the court, but
Meanwhile, the defense is frustrated, hinting that key evidence tied to the victim and a witness has been missing since 2019. This isn't just paperwork. It's evidence that could change everything.
She had to recuse because she had represented one of the witnesses.
Records were missing for over
All
3
right,
years.
So this morning I filed a speedy trial motion yet again on this case. Judge is 3 years old.
All right. So state, who did you confer with?
Mr. Garahan, and I know that he's new to the court, but
Sorry.
This was one of the cases that was tracked from the 290.
No. Thank you, 290.
she had to recuse because she had represented one of the witnesses.
All right. So what discovery do you not have?
So specifically, as I let you know last time we were set, Judge, when you set this, there was an arrest of the victim and the witness who identified my client, in this case, 2 days prior to the murder, that we believe is exculpatory and that it lays out a possible motive for the murder by this other man who we believe committed the murder. They were released after a 4-county car chase. I mean, I want the police reports related to that, and I want to know what the deal was that was made with those people, because it's pertinent to my client's defense. And they've known about this since November of 2019, because when that witness dropped a dime and had the police come out to talk to him, the first thing he told him is he got arrested with the dead guy 2 days before he was killed. So they've had this information this entire time.
Defense attorney steps
forward. The witness were arrested federally, or what exactly charges, or if there was charges. I'm unaware of that.
After a high-speed chase.
Does anybody know the name of other people?
The state is aware of it, whether or not Mr. Garahan specifically is aware of it, because they did give me in discovery the police report, the report of investigation by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. And it says that they referred the case to the 81st Judicial District for further prosecution. And that's what I've been requesting. And I've been requesting the records of LaSalle time. They've given us a 2-page police report, but it outlines a 4-county high-speed chase, lots of people involved, and that there were statements taken and they were released. And I'm asking for the records, like what happened there, and no one can get that for me.
All right, Mr. Garahan.
Your Honor, I spoke briefly with both defense counsels on this case. However, I'm not certain, but I don't know if the victim and the witness were arrested federally, or what exactly charges, or if there was charges. I'm unaware of that.
Does anybody know the names of other people?
The state is aware of it, whether or not Mr. Garahan specifically is aware of it, because they did give me in discovery the police report, the report of investigation by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. And it says that they referred the case to the 81st Judicial District for further prosecution. And that's what I've been requesting. And I've been requesting the records of LaSalle County. And these are things that it is very difficult for us to get from the outside as defense counsel.
I understand.
And so that's why I filed a motion to dismiss for want of speedy trial, because if the state has not complied with 3914, then I'm put in an uncomfortable position where I'm either waiving my client's right to a speedy trial by requesting more time, or I'm perhaps preventing him from due process at trial. So you've got 2 constitutional rights, and which one should he have to waive? So if they're not going to produce it, I would really like to go to trial on Monday, Judge. Or let's
do this.
Further.
Are you able to make a copy of that? Give a copy of that to Mr. Garahan.
Yes, it has my bar number because it came from e-discovery.
No, I understand. I understand.
Due process.
So you don't need to make a copy. He can have that.
He can have it.
All right. So,
The
Mr.
attorney's voice
Garahan,
trembles slightly. Which right should he have to waive?
whatever's in that
The
report,
question echoes through the courtroom.
that's what the
And if you were the
defense is
judge,
asking
what would
for.
you do?
Like to grant the motion to dismiss.
Well, Judge, again, first I've heard that it was in the 81st District, just right now. Anything with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, that's the federal government. We don't have access to that, nor is it in the state's possession. However, 81st District is the state of Texas, and I will do my due diligence to.
All right. And so I know that you're brand new on the case. I know this came from the 290th. The police report that you have.
I requested originally from Christina Escalona. She gave me the police report. I further requested from her the additional information about have there been any deals made or was there a recording. I've raised it with every prosecutor. I raised it with
Do we
Mr.
want to
Greener.
subpoena Christina Escalona?
Judge,
No,
And it's in the report, the 81st District.
All right. So let's do this.
Judge, I want to clarify too, that report is a Homeland Security report. It
All right.
is a federal report.
All right. So here's the thing. Let's do this. Are you able to make a copy of that? Give a copy of that to Mr. Garahan.
Yes, it has my bar number because it came from e-discovery.
No, I understand.
He can
I
have it.
understand. So you don't need to make a copy. He can have that.
You can have it.
All right. So, Mr. Garahan,
You set this for a hearing for them to bring the people for exactly what you're saying today. I don't want to reset it again. I'd rather just have trial without the
defense already
information.
has a federal report showing that the case
So,
was referred to the 81st
this is what
Judicial
I'm
District,
doing.
but the state seems unprepared. So how can a
State,
murder trial be
when
this
can you
close,
have
yet the
whatever
basic
witnesses
facts
you
are still
need to have
unclear?
subpoenaed
The judge listens
for a
calm,
hearing on
clearly
discovery,
frustrated.
if it exists?
that's when
And
the
when
real
can
clash
somebody do that? Whatever's in that report, that's what the defense is asking for. Now, if it's something that's with Homeland Security and that's not under your purview, you can't have access to that, we'll have a hearing on it and we will have a hearing on it. And if somebody wants to bring me some case law that says that the state is responsible for obtaining information from Homeland Security, then I will hear it. If there's something that says, yeah, they're responsible for something from Homeland Security, then the court will hold them responsible for something from Homeland Security. Here's the issue with this court. I place things on the docket. I have a process here. I'm sorry this case was transferred for the 290th, and I can tell you this case that was transferred from the 290th, there is nothing on the docketing sheet to show that anything was done in the 290th. I don't know why people don't write on the docketing sheet. I'm not holding any judge accountable for that. But the first thing that I have on this docketing sheet is from August 2022, and it's in my handwriting. And what it says on here, all discovery received per defense counsel. And I know you were not the defense attorney on that at that time.
I was just not present that day,
Yeah.
Judge. But when we were here in December, you set this for a hearing for them to bring the people for exactly what you're saying today. I don't want to reset it again. I'd rather just have trial without I'm being
Judge Boyd takes
completely
control.
crippled in my ability
She
to
says
defend
if
this
anyone
man,
can prove
who I
the
believe
state
to
is
be innocent.
responsible for getting
Okay.
federal
Judge, I believe you
Homeland
have the
Security
subpoena power.
records,
Just
she'll
must
hold them
say that.
accountable.
All right, so this is
Her
what we're
tone
going to
is
do.
firm, almost cutting. She's tired of
Ms.
excuses.
Ferguson,
But then she points out something even more shocking. The previous court left no written record on the docket
You know
for
my
months.
soon will be going on, Bull.
It's like this case fell through the
Yeah.
cracks.
she's
And
like,
how
I
does
want
a
no part of
murder case
this.
Go nearly 3 years with no proper documentation. That's the real mystery.
The information.
So this is what I'm doing. State, when can you have whatever witnesses you need to have subpoenaed for a hearing on discovery, if it exists? And when can somebody do their research on case law? And I'll do my research to find out whether or not the state is technically responsible for what Homeland Security has done,
Well, Judge,
because that's a new one for me.
yeah, well, Judge, I mean, we could do our research on that. I'm pretty certain that we're not responsible for turning over any records from the Homeland Security. However, I mean, obviously, defense counsel did obtain some files, I guess, from e-discovery that were in our possession or at some point, and that's why it was turned over. If it's in our possession, we'll turn it over. However, with other counties, I don't believe we're even responsible for getting other counties from other districts to get their police reports. However, I myself am saying that the state, we will try to get that for them. But I mean, I believe case law even says that they're not even responsible for obtaining those records from other counties. So I don't even know what witnesses I really necessarily need to bring. And if they're from other counties, I mean, the subpoena power is limited there. But I mean, at the same time, I don't believe that the state is actually obligated to be turning over reports or files.
The defense doesn't back down. I'm being crippled in my ability to
And so
defend
what
an
day would
innocent
that
man,
be?
the attorney says,
We can
voice
do
heavy with
either
anger. They
the
claim the
3rd or
police
the
ignored
11th.
leads that pointed toward the Mexican mafia.
3rd or
That
11th,
the victim's
everyone,
death may have been a targeted hit.
of April.
of
The
April.
judge pauses and the courtroom goes quiet. The stakes just
Oh,
exploded.
Norman, let's not
This
do
isn't just
April
about
11th.
discovery
That's a
anymore. It's
Tuesday.
about truth and survival.
The
I would
3rd
say
is
Are you the
better.
defense, or is this just
So
strategy?
April 10th,
From one federal government or two from other counties outside the Bear County jurisdiction.
okay.
And Judge, respectfully, when there's a witness who the night of the murder tells the police that this was a strategic hit that was called on by the Mexican mafia because of a snitch, and no one ever looks into the possibility that someone's a snitch, I'm being completely crippled in my ability to defend this man, who I believe to be innocent.
Okay.
Judge, I believe they have the subpoena power just as much as the state does.
All right. So this is what we're going to do. Ms. Ferguson.
She just,
You know, my soon will be going on for.
Yeah. She's like, I want no part of this. Leave it. All right. Ms. Ferguson, can you give me a jury trial setting on this case and put it at the 45-day mark?
March 3rd.
No.
Okay.
So that will be April 3rd. And then Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
well, I'm sorry, just 1 second. Let me look at, just give me 1 second, Ms. Ferguson. How long are you all expecting this trial to last?
Well, Judge, I mean, it depends on.
After the
Or
chaos,
April
Judge
3rd.
Boyd brings order.
3rd,
She
better soon
instructs her
than
clerk,
later.
Ms. Ferguson, to schedule the jury trial.
All right, so
aiming for
April
early May.
3rd will
Her
be
voice is calm but decisive.
motions
The room exhales. Finally, after 3
and
long years,
discovery.
there's a
I
trial
already
date.
have a discovery
But you can still
acknowledgement
feel the
signed.
frustration.
Yes, and there's
Everyone
been
knows this
discovery
case
since
isn't
that was
truly
signed that's been
ready.
uploaded, so I think
I'd let's do
that's,
April
All
3rd
right,
for motions
so
and May
April
2nd for
3rd
trial,
will
the
be
judge
for
says.
any discovery
Do you think
issues.
setting a
Jury
trial
trial
date
will
solves the
be
problem or just
May
hides it?
2nd. And that,
Witnesses are found and brought in.
all right, let's do this, Ms. Ferguson, because I already know where I am, that April 3rd is sort of a short month for me because I have to take care of some medical appointments. Put the jury trial. Is criminal trial division up the first week in May?
Yes,
All right, put the jury trial that first week in May. What date would that be?
May 2nd.
All right, so May 2nd will be the jury trial date and the plea deadline date. Then on all of these motions, we can have the motions hearings. We can do that at the beginning of April. And so what day would that be?
We can do either the 3rd or the 11th
3rd or 11th, everyone,
of April.
of April. Oh, Norman, let's not do April 11th. That's a Tuesday.
the
I would
3rd is
April
better.
10th.
So April 10th or April 3rd?
3rd, better sooner than later.
Yeah.
All right, so April 3rd will be motions and discovery. I already have a discovery acknowledgement signed.
Yes, and there's been discovery since that was signed that's been uploaded, so I think that,
That will also be the
Scheduling
plea
continues
deadline
when another
date.
bombshell
And-
drops. The
and I know
defense
we're not on the
says
record,
state
but
gave
just
them
Mr.
over
Garahan, where
800
I've also
jail call
filed motions to have them designate
never
which
said
jail
which ones
calls
they'll
they
use in
intend to
court.
admit because they gave me
Imagine
over 800
searching
jail
through hundreds
calls
of
and
hours of
no
calls
idea
with
which
no
ones to hunt
direction.
for.
The
That should be in
prosecutor
the
admits
court's
they haven't
file.
even listened to all of
I've seen
them.
that motion, Judge, but
The
in
judge
all honesty, I
sighs.
haven't listened to all the jail
Everyone's
calls yet.
overloaded and the trial is getting
And I don't know
closer.
which jail calls
It's
I
clear
would
this
be
courtroom
presenting at
is
this
juggling
point.
chaos
Okay.
disguised as
All right.
progress.
So we're sort of.
All right, so April 3rd will be for any discovery issues. Jury trial will be May 2nd, and that will also be the plea deadline date.
And I know we're not on the record, but just so Mr. Garahan, where I've also filed motions to have them designate which jail calls they intend to admit because they gave me over 800 jail calls and no idea which ones to hunt for. That should be in the court's file.
I've seen that motion, Judge, but, in all honesty, I haven't listened to all the jail calls yet. And I don't know which jail calls I would be presenting at this point.
Okay. All right.
So we're sort of in the same boat on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll have a motions hearing and discovery on April 3rd. Anything else?
Nothing from the state.
Judge, I do actually, because Chance has been incarcerated for almost 3 years now. His bond is something he can't even begin to make. And it's been not his delay that has caused this. I would ask that you allow him to have a PR bond with a like monitor or something like that.
All right. I'm not going to give a PR bond for a murder case, but if you all file a motion and present whatever you need to present, I'll consider a reduction.
Okay. We'll discuss that again with him.
All right. Anything else?
Nothing from the state.
All right. Anything, Mr. Stelzick?
And then thank you.
All right. You're welcome. All right. Thank you.
All right, y'all. That was intense. 3 years behind bars with no access to crucial records, and now a murder trial's finally on the calendar. Do you think the defense is right? Should this case have been dismissed already?
Before
All right.
closing,
Anything
the
else?
defense makes one final plea.
All right.
The
Anything,
defendant has been
Mr.
locked up for
Stelzick?
nearly 3 years
Amen.
without
Thank you.
trial.
All right. You're welcome.
They beg for a bond reduction
All right, thank
or
you.
release with a leg monitor.
All right, y'all. That was intense.
judge's response
3
is
years
swift.
behind bars with
I'm
no
not giving
access
a
to
PR
crucial
bond on a
records,
murder case.
and now a murder
You can feel
trial's
the
finally
heartbreak.
on the calendar.
The
Do you think the defense
defense's
is right?
shoulders drop.
Should this case
The
have been
fight
dismissed
continues, but
already?
the hope
Let me
dims.
know in the comments.
And after
Stay
waiting this
sharp,
long,
stay
would you
informed,
still
and
believe
I'll see
justice
y'all
is
in the
coming?
next one. Let me know in the comments. Stay sharp, stay informed, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
In the same
And that's
boat
how
on
the
that.
hearing
Yeah. So,
ends.
I mean, we'll have
After
a
years of
motions
waiting,
hearing
Chance
and
finally has a
discovery
trial
on
date,
April
but
3rd.
still no key evidence. The
Anything
judge
else?
has drawn the line.
Nothing from
The
the
defense
state.
is out of patience, and the state is scrambling to catch
Judge,
up.
I do actually,
This isn't
because
just a
Chance
case,
has been
though, it's a battle
incarcerated for
between
almost
bureaucracy
3
and
years
justice.
now. His
What do you
bond is
think?
something he can't
Should the court
even
have
begin
dismissed
to
the
make.
case after all these
And
delays?
it's been
Or is the
not
state right
his
to push
delay
forward?
that has caused this.